Hi! Welcome back to Neighborhood House of Milwaukee's Nature Time, where each week we learn about something cool in nature. My name's Nicole. I'm an educator here at Neighborhood House, and I'm so glad you could join me again today. Before we get started, let's sing the Nature Time song. If you don't know it, that's okay. You can always clap along. Do you know it's nature time, it's nature time, it's nature time. Do you know it's nature time on this beautiful morning? Yay! You may have noticed, while there's lots of snow on the ground, there's less and less animal friends running around. Today, we will be talking about one of those reasons why animals seem to disappear when it gets chilly outside. We will be talking about hibernation. You may have heard that word before. Hibernation is what some animals do to survive through the winter. Hibernation is like a long nap, but a nap that lasts all winter long. But this isn't like a normal nap. When they go into hibernation, animals' body slows down. They breathe very slow, and even their heart beats slow. They do this to save energy. You may be wondering, don't the animals get hungry in the wintertime? Well, the animals plan for this. In the summer and the fall, animals that hibernate will eat lots and lots of food to fatten up. This serves two purposes. One, to keep them warm, but also so that their body can live off of that stored fat all winter long. The place where an animal spends a winter is called a hibernaculum. Let's take a look at some Wisconsin animals and where they choose to have their hibernaculum. Our first animal is the groundhog, and you may have guessed it, they like to live underground. They live in something called a burrow. In the summertime, they make their underground burrows in the grassy prairies. But when it starts to get cold, they'll move their burrows to the forest so they have more cover in the winter. During the summer and the fall, these animals like to snack on fatty bugs and plants. They gain a lot of weight, but when they finally come out during the spring, they lose so much weight they can be half the size as when they went into hibernation. Our next animal is one I'm sure you've heard of, the bear. Here in Wisconsin, we have black bears. Here is a black bear skull. You can tell by their sharp front teeth and their smooth back teeth that they are omnivores. Omnivores means that they like to eat plants and meat. When they're trying to fatten up in the fall, these animals like to eat berries, roots, nuts, and fish. They also drink lots of water, several gallons in one day. When it starts to get cold outside, these animals will go to sleep in something called a den. A den can be in a hollow tree, under a waterfall, or in a cave. Here, a bear will spend their winter sleeping, and even though they ate all of that food in the fall, they won't use the bathroom the whole time. These next hibernators might surprise you. Did you know that amphibians and reptiles like frogs and snakes hibernate in the winter? In Wisconsin, we have a frog called the leopard frog. This frog hibernates underwater. They have a special chemical in their bodies that helps them so they don't freeze. If a frog does get partially frozen, they will stop breathing and their heart will even stop. But when it starts to get warm, their bodies will thaw out and their hearts will start beating again. I think that's really amazing. Our last animal is the garter snake. In the winter, these animals will find a nice safe place underground to hibernate. Or they will even use rock piles or leaf piles to use as their hibernaculum. Sometimes they will come together in big groups and keep each other warm. There can be hundreds of garter snakes in one hibernaculum. Sometimes they'll even get together with other snake species to stay warm. In the spring times when it starts to get warm, you may notice the garter snakes slithering out and basking in the sun to warm their bodies back up. It was really great talking to you about hibernation today. What was your favorite animal? My favorite animal was the frog. I think it's really cool that they spend the winter underwater. Do you remember what a hibernaculum is? A hibernaculum is the place that the animal will hibernate in through the winter. Do you remember what a groundhog's hibernaculum is? An underground burrow. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we go, let's sing the Nature Time song. Thank you for the nature time, the nature time, the nature time. Thank you for the nature time on this beautiful morning. Yay! See you next time.